Okay. So again, this is how you visualize, yeah, each one above each other, then they absorb into each other. Then also, I think this book here has been translated into Hebrew by Shantideva's study group, yeah. So it talks a lot about bodhicitta and a lot about compassion. And also it has like the medicine Buddha, I think even sadhana in it. I know that, yeah. So it has a short sadhana of medicine Buddha.
Who's the author?
It's called Ultimate Healing by Losang Rinpoche.
Thank you.
And then there is most of the information that I have about these 16 bodhisattvas and all this, because it's very difficult to find.
Yes.
But there's one book, yeah, there, Irit is showing it, the one in Hebrew.
Yeah. I will show the one I do.
So there's one book which is called, I think it's also called The Healing Buddha, and it's by Ralph Birnbaum.
This is the one I do. You see?
Huh? It's a commentary, or what is it, Hannah?
That's the medicine Buddha.
Yeah, okay.
By Tranquil, it's by Ketchen Tranquil Rinpoche. It's a wonderful book.
Yeah, by Tranquil Rinpoche. Yeah, this is really great.
It's wonderful. This is the practice.
I used to have them here, but then I gave it to somebody else actually who was studying to do the puja in their center.
Beautiful practice.
By Tranquil Rinpoche, that's
Yeah.
right. And there's one by a Chinese master, which I can't remember, but you can find also on the internet, PDFs about commentaries and so on. Okay, so usually the puja, we start with like dedications. So I have a long list, but anyway, I will do that myself. But what I would like to dedicate exactly is for this little cat to have a good rebirth, to be reborn in a pure land, but also all people who have died from COVID-19, or all victims of terror and floods and natural disasters. But also the terrorists who have been died through this, and then especially I just read the names, okay? Maurice Begouin, Catherine Berthold, Ulzi Bolbatar, Paul Utefendel, Diana Rick, Mike Shiva, Mimi, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Betty, Maya, Claude, Sylvia Pfeiffer, Hanna Misune, Chaya Rosenfeld, Herr Meister, Olgica Illich, Lina Moser, Margrit Wittmer, Johanna Kunz, Anna Fischer, Jenny Brocker, Helma Bali, Domenico Ruo, und Mali. So if you want to mention, if you have people who have died also, or people who are very sick that you especially would like to mention, you are very welcome to do that. Yes, Irit?
My parents, Nurit and Eliyahu Shapira.
Yeah, your parents are on my
I know, but
are on the dedication list, but it's good to mention it. I'll keep them there until you tell me something what I should do. So that's fine. Anybody else? Yeah, Hagar, maybe first.
Yeah, my parents are mentally ill, so I think that's also an illness.
Okay, yeah. Then Oria?
Yeah, we have a friend at work who's on her deathbed due to cancer. Her name is Hila.
Hila?
Yes, Hila Lezan.
Okay, so I put her on my dedication list also because we have a special category for people who are dying to have a peaceful and painless death. So if you can maybe send me an email when she then has left her body, because then I put her on the Bardo list.
Okay, thank you.
And anybody else, you're very welcome to do that, to send me names of people who have died. And then because for them, because after 49 days, then we do the prayers. I do special Bardo prayers also for 49 days. But then I get them off the list because otherwise the list gets longer. if you give me names of sick people, but then you don't tell me when they're getting better or when I can take them off. But for the people in the Bardo, that's fine. You can really let me know. Yes.
Do we have your email somewhere?
Yeah, Hanai can put it in the chat maybe.
Thank you.
Do you have it, Hanai?
I would like to mention my mom.
Okay.
She is 95 years old, and she's, I can see that she's getting weaker and weaker.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it would be nice if...
Yeah, so you do the puja for her. When we do the mantra, then you have all the light going to your mom, Hagar to her parents, then Oriya to her, to Hila, and so on. Yeah, Iris, you wanted to mention somebody else?
Yes, myself, I'm sick, and I would be very happy to get better.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so then we can start. We do always short reflection first, kind of, why am I doing this practice? And especially to generate bodhicitta, like really, you know, understanding impermanence, understanding insecurity, understanding there is not one place on this planet where I can say, here I have the ability to be happy all the time and nothing will happen to me and all this, you know. Death can come anywhere, any moment. Sickness can come anywhere, any moment. We can lose our comfort. We can lose our money. We can lose our friends. We can lose our health. We can even lose our interest in the Dharma. So while we are not having it, so, you know, this, we haven't lost it yet. So it's very happy, yeah, that we have these methods, which might seem a bit strange. I do admit it. You know, if you're not used to them, you go like, what on earth is this? Why should I recite it? But if you keep doing it very, very quickly, you see the benefit of it. It's difficult to explain. Yeah? But then again, not just to feel better, we're doing this puja. Of course, we're doing the puja for all the people that we that are suffering and we keep close at heart. But everybody has the potential to be totally free of suffering. And it is so frustrating that we can't live it. And why we can't live it? Because we are stuck in wrong views of inherent existence. I mean, this is so crazy, you know, that all our suffering is based on wrong views of me and them, I and others, dualistic mind. And with the medicine Buddha, the other Buddhas, they show us that we can attain their state. A state which is totally free from being under the control of unhelpful emotions. And on top of it, having the skills to be able to really help others, to guide them to that state. So that should be the motivation. Like, I'm fed up in this samsara thing here. As quickly as possible, I want to attain full awakening. Okay. Then we can start just by reciting. Again, you know, no need to become holy, no need to be special. All we need is to do this with a good heart, not just for my benefit, but for the benefit of all others. May everybody be happy, be free from suffering. The river of merely hearing your names makes even Avicii's hellfires cool as a lotus pond. Protectors in degenerate times, 7 Sugatas, and head of the Shakyas, to your feet I bow. Distracted by activities of varying importance, to benefit myself and those with faith in the life stories of these 7 Buddhas for degenerate times, I'll condense the Ambrosia Sutra ritual to its molten essence. Nature, incorporating the entire body, speech, mind, qualities, and activity of all the Tathagatas of the 3 times and 10 directions, source of 84,000 collections of dharmas, Lord of all Arya Sangha, I seek refuge in the kind and glorious holy root and lineage gurus, I seek refuge in the completely enlightened Lord Buddhas. I seek refuge in the Holy Dharma. I seek refuge in the Arya Sangha. I seek refuge in the 8 brothers gone to bliss, the Lord Medicine Buddhas with their hosts of retinue deities. I seek refuge in the glorious holy protectors, Dharma protector guardians endowed with the wisdom eye. Nature incorporating the entire body, speech, mind, qualities, and activity of all the Tathagatas of the 3 times and 10 directions, source of 84,000 collections of dharmas, Lord of all Arya Sangha. I seek refuge in the kind and glorious holy root and lineage gurus. I seek refuge in the completely enlightened Lord Buddhas. I seek refuge in the holy Dharma. I seek refuge in the Arya Sangha. I seek refuge in the 8 brothers gone to bliss, the Lord Medicine Buddhas with their host of retinue deities. I seek refuge in the glorious holy protectors, Dharma protector guardians, endowed with the wisdom eye. Nature incorporating the entire body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities of all the Tathagatas of the 3 times and 10 directions, source of 84,000 collections of dharmas, Lord of all Arya Sangha. I seek refuge in the kind and glorious holy root and lineage gurus. I seek refuge in the completely enlightened Lord Buddhas. I seek refuge in the holy Dharma. I seek refuge in the Arya Sangha. I seek refuge in the 8 brothers gone to bliss, the Lord Medicine Buddhas with their hosts of retinue deities. I seek refuge in the glorious holy protectors, Dharma protector guardians, endowed with the wisdom eye. This we can do in Tibetan. Sangye Chodan Soki Chonam La Chancho Bardo Dani Kyapsuchi Dagi Chinsaki Pesonam Gi Chola Penchi Sangye Jupasho Sangye Chodan Soki Chonam La Chancho Bardo Dani Kyapsuchi Dagi Chinsaki Pesonam Gi Trola penchi sangye jupasho Sangye chodan soki chonam la chancho bardo dani kyapsochi Dagi chinsaki personam gi Trola penchi sangye jupasho. Then the 4 imaginables. We can meditate a bit on them, like all sentient beings, who although self and all appearances are dharmadhatu by nature, have not realized it thus. And there we see the root cause of all suffering. Yeah, we don't realize that actually our mind by nature is totally pure. But because of these misconceptions, wrong views, we cannot live that potential. So here we say, I shall endow with happiness and the causes of happiness. Kind of, that's why we're doing these practices also. I will lead all sentient beings to a state of happiness and the causes of happiness. I cannot give them happiness, but I can show them how to attain happiness if I have attained it myself. I shall separate from suffering and the causes of suffering. Wouldn't it be wonderful to lead all beings out of suffering and to end the causes of suffering? May I be able to do that? And here, because we have the Medicine Buddha in front of us, we ask for inspiration. Please inspire me to be able to do so. And we connect with that Medicine Buddha who has finished the path, who is leading us out of samsara. And we mix that Medicine Buddha with the Guru. For us, for our kind of human senses, the Guru kind of manifests in a human form. But actually, at the moment, he is the Medicine Buddha, which serves as a basis for me to create merit, to purify negative karma, and so I can attain that state. And then the joy, I shall make inseparable from happiness without suffering, knowing that all beings have that potential to be free from suffering. I'll be able to lead them to that state. Please, Medicine Buddha, enable me to be, so that I'm able to do so. Bless me to be able to do so, sorry. And then we see where we have to start. Not just the victims, not just the nice guys, all beings. And I shall set in equanimity the cause of all beings, free from attachment, aversion, and partiality. So we know we have to start there too. I have to work with my attachments, with my aversions, and with my indifference. Then I will lead all other beings to the state of a totally open heart, 24 hours for all sentient beings. Nobody gets excluded. Then the special bodhicitta, for the welfare of all mother sentient beings, I need to attain complete Buddhahood. Therefore, I'm going to engage in the stages of the path, such as prostrating, making offerings, and heartfelt requests, entreating the holy minds to grant blessings to the 8 brothers gone to bliss, the Lord Medicine Buddhas, with their hosts of retinue deities. Then we imagine that where we are, the place becomes a pure land through the power of the supreme truth of Buddha's and Bodhisattvas' blessings, the might of the 2 collections and the purity of the Dharmadhatu. May this realm's beings and the environment be enriched like Sukhavati with all the desirable perfections of both samsara and nirvana. And then we fill this with beautiful offerings. You can either visualize the altar that I showed you, or you can just visualize very beautiful, exquisite, magnificent sense offerings that kind of create bliss in the Buddha's mind, but not because we give him these offerings, but because we're doing the right things in order to attain that state. We practice generosity in an unlimited way. And in what way? By knowing I was making the offerings themselves, and the ones who are receiving the offerings, all these 3 spheres totally free of any inherent and real and true existence. All is just merely labeled. That's why the Buddhas can receive these offerings. Jeweled ground adorned with trees and with ponds, whose bottoms are covered with gold, silver, and pearl dust, flowers strewn and sandalwood fragrance rising, human and divine enjoyments, Samantabhadra's offerings everywhere. There in the center of a chiming jeweled palace, on lotuses and lion thrones, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas abide. May everywhere be filled with oceans of clouds of offerings, which they enjoy, born through the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. And the offering cloud is increasing, multiplying these offerings, especially when we know that they are empty. They do exist, but not the way they appear. They exist as merely labeled, and this is why they can exist. Om Namo Bhagavate Vajrasara Pramatana Tattvagataya Arhate Samyak Sambodhaya Tayata Om Vajrema Vajrema Tese Vajrema Vidya Vajrema Bodhicitta Bodhimenda Pasa Pramana Vajra Sarva Karma Avarana Vishuddhana Vajreso Om Namo Bhagavate Vajrasara Pramatana Tattvagataya Arate Samyak Sambodhaya Tayata Om Vajrema Vajrema Tese Vidya Vajrema Bodhicitta Vajrema Bodhimenda Pasa Pramana Vajra Sarva Karma Avarana Vishuddhana Vajreso Om Namo Bhagavate Vajrasara Pramatana Tattvagataya Arhate Samyak Sambodhaya Tayata Om Vajrema Vajrema Tese Vajrema Vidya Mahabodhi Chitta Vashe, Mahabodhi Menda Pasakramana Vashe, Sarva Karma Avarana Vishuddhana Vashe Soha. I will do the extensive version here. By the power of truth of the three rare sublime ones, the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the great wealth of the completed two collections, and the sphere of phenomena being pure and inconceivable, may these piles of clouds of offerings arising through transformation by the Bodhisattva, Arya, Samantabhadra, Manjushri, and so forth, unimaginable and inexhaustible, equaling the sky, arise, and in the eyes of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions be received. So we have the confidence that the Buddhas have received these offerings. And now, because, our confidence that the Buddhas are really there and all this, there is not so fantastically great sometimes. So then we think that we are inviting the enlightened energy from their Pure Land to enter that visualization of these, beneath the blue medicine Buddha, then above him, the 6 other medicine Buddhas, and on top is Shakyamuni Buddha. But all of them are a manifestation of the Guru's mind. So we invite the same image that comes from the Pure Land and then absorbs into what we have visualized. And so like that, it brings it to life. And then to have this is a big part of the puja also, to have this confidence. Now these 7 medicine Buddhas and Shakyamuni Buddha, they are here. And what are they? All of them a manifestation of the Guru's mind. Then you receive the blessings. Then it becomes very, very powerful if you're open to that. Even you don't feel anything, even if you don't see anything, you can't visualize the confidence, the Buddhas are there. Because if you trust the Buddha's teachings, that's what he said. A Buddha's mind is present, omnipresent, omnipenetrating, kind of, spontaneously, effortlessly, and continuously. So that means we are never alone. We're just like radio waves. When the radio is not on, there's no music playing. So very often our radio is not on. And our radio is the trust and the devotion and doing the practice. All of it, not just pujas. Pujas alone don't help. You need to combine it, what you hear in the Lamrim, for example. Passionate protectors in degenerate times, 7 Sugatas, Buddha Shakyamuni, Holy Dharma, Bodhisattvas and guardians, invited us to support and protect a refuge to protect others and myself. May you come here, gather, and grant your blessings. Okay, now it's the 7 limb practice. So first is like this whole mandala that we saw where everybody is present. Root Guru, whose kindness is without equal, king of the Shakyas, Manjushri, Shantarakshita, and so on, holding in their hands this profound sutra, to the direct and lineage gurus I prostrate. To the compassionate ones who liberate destitute beings, 7 Sugatas, Buddha Shakyamuni and Holy Dharma, Manjushri, Kyabjol, Vajapani, Brahma and Ishvara, and the Maharajas and Yakshas I prostrate. As you can see here, Manjushri is mentioned twice. So why he is mentioned here is because he is the one who asked Shakyamuni Buddha to expound on the sutra, on these vows of the 7 medicine Buddhas. Down here, he is one of the 16 bodhisattvas who is sitting on the 2nd ring. I make every collection of offerings actually arranged and emanated to the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. And now we do extensive offering kind of meditation. Reflection, so you visualize all these clouds and clouds and oceans of offerings like flour, food, sound, smells, taste, touches, drinks, lamps, incense, all of this. And first you offer it to all your holy objects where you are living in your room, who are all a manifestation of the Guru's mind. And then we go to where Buddhism originated. So you go to Bodh Gaya. So some of you have been there, you know how the stupa looks. So you think, wow, The stupa represents the Buddha's mind. So much positive karma is generated there, and you make these offerings to that holy stupa in Bodh just visualizing these objects kind of waters our Buddha nature, nourishes it. Then we go to Nepal, you make offerings to the stupas of Swayambhu and Bodhnath. Then you go to Tibet, like all the holy objects in the temples, the tankas, the scriptures, the statues, all of it, the manifestation of your Guru's mind. Then you think about countries like Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, Japan, Korea, parts of China, Taiwan, like all these places where there's so many temples, so many holy objects, and you make these offerings to all these holy objects. And then to the rest of the world where there is holy objects. And you think, and then it becomes really powerful, I am making these offerings on behalf, in the name of all the hell beings, all the hungry ghosts, all the animals, all the humans, all the asuras, suras, bardo beings, the beings in the form and formless realms. Then the mind becomes wide open. And then the mind is kind of happy, so you can go, I confess all downfalls and negativities. When the mind is happy, we can think about our mistakes that we are making, being very honest, not hiding anything. You don't need to tell anybody, but we regret. We have already taken refuge in bodhicitta as the power of the object. The power of the action is reciting the puja. And then from your side, also the power of determination to oppose these unhelpful states of minds, at least not to collaborate with them and then out, with their energy doing negative actions. So at least that. Negative emotions will arise, but we can be careful, at least of body and speech, not to collaborate with these unhelpful emotions like aggression, anger, self-concern, like exaggerated self-concern, jealousy, arrogance, attachment, greed, and so on. And the next one is rejoicing, because with the confession, the mind kind of sinks down a bit again. And then we rejoice. We rejoice in all the good things that are happening in this world, that have happened, lifetimes before. We must have practiced really purely lifetimes before. This is why we have access to these methods. Access from our own side, that we don't feel resistance or disinterest, but also access that we still have masters who can give us initiation, who can guide us purely on this path to full awakening. It's wonderful. We don't need to despair. If we're creating the right causes, we will attain enlightenment. And doing pujas with a good heart, with bodhicitta, that is definitely fuel for the vehicle that we have, the precious human rebirth. So we rejoice. Then we request and beseech, please, please, never passing to parinirvana, and continue to teach us the Dharma. You need to have a yearning for Dharma. Otherwise, the Buddhas are not manifesting as teachers. And then we only left with books and nobody with realizations. Then who is going to inspire us to practice these difficult things? Practicing the Buddha Dharma is difficult. You have to go against our ego. So please don't pass into parinirvana. Manifest again and again and again and again as my perfect guide and teach me these methods. And then the dedication, I dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Hannah, I think your mic is still open. Maybe can you close it, or maybe Yanai can close it. I don't think I can. Yeah.
What?
Okay.
To close it?
Then Hannah's mic is still open.
Okay, there.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So then we do the beseeching. Great Bhagavan assembly, pray, listen. 7 Sugatas, just as you promised. Your previous prayers will be fulfilled during the final period of Shakyamuni's teachings. Pray show me in actuality that this is true. Okay, now is the first one. So this one is golden in color. And you can see his mudra. The mudra is of giving protection or giving refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent signs, Suparikirti Dhanamasri Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent signs, Suparikirti Dhanamasri Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent signs, Suparikirti Dhanamasri Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent signs, Suparikirti Dhanamasri Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent signs, Suparikirti Dhanamasri Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent signs, Suparikirti Dhanamasri Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent signs, Suparikirti Dhanamasri Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Golden in color with the mudra of granting refuge, who accomplished 8 prayers, majestic with the glory of 2 accumulations, glorious one of the Buddha field, unconquered by others, to renowned, glorious King of excellent signs, I prostrate. In flowers of the major marks, flourishing and pure, angels of minor signs, such as a beautiful body, one who sees, hears, or thinks of you is glorified. To renowned, glorious King of excellent signs, I prostrate. I make every collection of offerings actually arranged and emanated to the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. To the force of hearing the conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating, and offering, may all sentient beings such as ourselves be freed from epidemics, execution, criminals, and spirits, have faculties fully complete, have the continuum of suffering and negativities cut, not fall to the lower realms, and experience the happiness of humans and gods. With hunger, thirst, and poverty pacified, may there be wealth. Without torments of bodies such as bindings and beatings, without harms of tigers and snakes, with conflict pacified, endowed with loving minds and relieved from fear of flood as well, may we pass to fearless bliss. And when we pass away from this life, may we be born from a lotus in that Buddha field, qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquerors such as renowned, glorious King of excellent signs, and cause them delight. Then the golden King of excellent signs absorbs into the yellow King of melodious sound. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, Svaragosaraja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, Svaragosaraja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, Svaragosaraja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, Svaragosaraja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, Svaragosaraja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, Svaragosaraja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, Svaragosaraja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Yellow in color with mudra of granting to Supreme, who accomplished 8 prayers, majestic with the glory of 2 accumulations, glorious one of the Buddha field endowed with jewels, I prostrate to King of melodious sound. Well adorned with jewel, moon, and lotus, wisdom expanded in mastery of all knowable objects, endowed with a mind as deep as the ocean, I prostrate at the feet of King of melodious sound. I make every collection of offerings actually arranged and emanated through the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. To the force of hearing the conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating, and offering. For all sentient beings such as ourselves, may the distracted flourish in the Dharma, have wealth and goods of humans and gods, without torment at conception, be always born human, never be separated from bodhicitta, increase in virtuous Dharma, purify obscurations, and attain the happiness of humans and gods. May we be freed from being separated from the spiritual guide, from dark ages, spirit harm, death, and enemies, and from the dangers of isolated places. May we have enthusiasm for making offerings and performing ritual services. May lesser beings have samadhi, mindfulness, strength, the dharani of non-forgetfulness, and attain supreme wisdom. May tormenting fires be cooled. And when we pass away from this life, may we be born from a lotus in that Buddha field, qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquerors such as King of melodious sound, and cause them delight. Then the yellow King of melodious sound absorbs into the golden, stainless, excellent gold. In the mudra of teaching the Dharma, as you can see. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless, excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, Suvanabhadra Dravimala, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless, excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, Suvanabhadra Dravimala, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless, excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, Suvanabhadra Dravimala, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless, excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, Suvanabhadra Dravimala, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless, excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, Suvanabhadra Dravimala, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless, excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, Suvanabhadra Dravimala, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, stainless, excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, Suvanabhadra Dravimala, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Golden in color like the river Zambu, with Dharma teaching mudra, having accomplished 4 prayers, majestic with the glory of 2 accumulations, glorious one of the Buddha field, incense filled, I prostrate to stainless excellent gold. Paramount amongst gold like the gold of the river Zambu, blazing with more radiance than 1,000 suns, body like a stainless golden stupa, I prostrate to stainless excellent gold. I make every collection of offerings actually arranged and emanated through the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. To the force of hearing the conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating, and offering, for all sentient beings such as ourselves, may the short-lived gain longevity, the poor full wealth, may combatants come to have loving minds, may we not be without training and fall to the lower realms, but be bound by our vows and never without bodhicitta. And when we pass away from this life, may we be born from a lotus in that Buddha field, qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquerors such as stainless excellent gold, and cause them delight. Then the stainless excellent gold absorbs into the light red Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow. He is the one that can liberate from the lower state. Liberate. You're dying immediately and then you're reborn as a human again. A good thing, no? And we're not sure that we're not being reborn in the lower states. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, Asakotama Sriracha, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, Asakotama Sriracha, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, Asakotama Sriracha, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, Asukotama Sriracha, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, Asukotama Sriracha, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, Asukotama Sriracha, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, Asukotama Sriracha, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Light red in color with mudra of meditative equipoise, who accomplished 4 prayers, majestic with the glory of 2 accumulations, glorious one of the Buddha field without sorrow, I prostrate to supreme glory, free from sorrow. Pass beyond sorrow, attain to supreme bliss, pacifier of sentient beings, 3 poisons and sufferings, protector of beings of the 6 realms, to the glorified one, supreme glory, free from sorrow, I prostrate. I make every collection of offerings actually arranged and emanated to the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. To the force of hearing the conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating, and offering. For all sentient beings such as ourselves, may sorrow and the like always be pacified, and life be long and happy. May the conqueror's light increase bliss and joy in the hells. May we have brightness, beauty, and wealth unharmed by spirits. May we have love for each other, and may there be no disease. And when we pass away from this life, may we be born from a lotus in that Buddha field, qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquerors such as supreme glory, free from sorrow, and cause them delight. Then the light red, glory free from sorrow, absorbs into the pink Buddha melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, Dharma Kirti Sagara, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, Dharma Kirti Sagara, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, Dharma Kirti Sagara, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, Dharma Kirti Sagara, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, Dharma Kirti Sagara, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, Dharma Kirti Sagara, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, Dharma Kirti Sagara, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. May the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Pink in color with mudra of teaching the Dharma, who accomplished 4 prayers, majestic with the glory of the 2 accumulations, glorious one of the Buddha field, victory banner of Dharma, I prostrate to melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma. Great sound of Dharma, conquering adversaries, endowed with speech as deep as the ocean. Pacifier of beings suffering without exception, I prostrate to melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma. I make every collection of offerings actually arranged and emanated to the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. To the force of hearing the Conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating, and offering, for all sentient beings such as ourselves, may we always have perfect view and faith, hear the sound of Dharma, and be enriched with bodhicitta. For the sake of resources, may we give up negativities, may wealth increase, may we abide in love, have long lives, and be content. And when we pass away from this life, may we be born from a lotus in that Buddha field, qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquerors, such as melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, and cause them delight. Then the pink ocean of proclaimed Dharma absorbs into the coral red king of clear knowing in the mudra of giving. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, Abhita Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, Abhita Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, Abhita Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, Abhita Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, Abhita Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, Abhita Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, Abhita Raja, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Coral colored with mudra of granting the Supreme, who accomplished 4 prayers, majestic with the glory of 2 accumulations, glorious one of the Buddha field, ocean of jewels, I prostrate to King of clear knowing. Mind of profound Dharma wisdom, difficult to fathom, sporting in the pure sphere of truth, one who sees all knowable objects directly, I prostrate to King of clear knowing. I make every collection of offerings actually arranged and emanated through the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Through the force of hearing the Conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating, and offering, for all sentient beings such as ourselves, may the distracted be free of malice and rich in goods. May those on evil paths to lower realms attain the 10 virtues. May those controlled by others gain perfect independence, and all have long life, hear the names, and be virtuous. And when we pass away from this life, may we be born from a lotus in that Buddha field, qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquerors such as King of Clear Knowing, and cause them delight. Then the coral red ocean of clear knowing absorbs into the lapis lazuli blue medicine Buddha. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, by Satya Guru, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, fully enlightened Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, by Satya Guru, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, by Satya Guru, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, by Satya Guru, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, by Satya Guru, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, by Satya Guru, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, by Satya Guru, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Blue in color with mudra of granting the Supreme, who accomplished 12 prayers, majestic with the glory of true accumulations, glorious one of the Buddha field, lapis light, I prostrate to medicine guru, king of doctors. Bhagavan with equal compassion for all, whose name, when merely heard, dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispeller of disease and the 3 poisons, I prostrate to medicine Buddha, lapis light. I make every collection of offerings actually arranged and emanated through the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. To the force of hearing the Conqueror's name, expressing it, remembering, prostrating, and offering, may each and every sentient being, such as ourselves, all become like you, graced with marks and signs. May the light dispelling darkness, the enjoyment of wisdom, and skillful means be inexhaustible. May those attracted to mistaken and lesser path enter Mahayana path, and all be beautified by their vows. May we be free from pain caused by immorality, be complete in faculties and without disease, and have abundant goods. May those disillusioned with the weakest conditions always have powerful faculties, and may we be freed from Mara's news and perverse viewpoints. May those tormented by kings gain bliss, and those who out of hunger support themselves through negativity be satisfied with food received in accordance with the Dharma. May hardships of heat and cold be pacified, and all good wishes be fulfilled. Endowed with morality that pleases the Aryas, may we be liberated. And when we pass away from this life, may we be born from a lotus in that Buddha field, qualities complete, become a vessel for transmitting the teachings of conquerors such as medicine guru, king of doctors, and cause them delight. So the blue medicine Buddha, he stays in front of us, but now also appears Shakyamuni Buddha. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror, Shakyamuni, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror, Shakyamuni, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror, Shakyamuni, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, fully enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror, Shakyamuni, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror, Shakyamuni, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror, Shakyamuni, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. To the Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, full enlightened Buddha, glorious conqueror, Shakyamuni, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. Please may the pledges you made ripen upon myself and all sentient beings right now. May all my pure prayers succeed immediately. Golden in color with earth pressing mudra, who through the force of unique great compassion and enthusiasm become the glorious one of this, the fearless world system, I prostrate to the supreme leader, head of the Shakyas. Born in the Shakya lineage out of skillful means and compassion, unchallenged by others conquerors of Maya's forces, body majestic as the golden Mount Meru, I prostrate to the king of the Shakyas. I make every collection of offerings actually arranged and emanated to the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Pray bless us and all beings who lack a protector, to receive here immediately without exception the benefits as taught by the Supreme Teacher in the extensive sutra ritual of Medicine Buddha. Now the Holy Dharma. Supreme lamp dispelling the darkness of ignorance, foremost of medicine, alleviating suffering and disease, to the entire sublime jewel of Dharma, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. Supreme lamp dispelling the darkness of ignorance, foremost of medicines, alleviating suffering and disease, to the entire sublime jewel of Dharma, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. Supreme lamp dispelling the darkness of ignorance, foremost of medicines, alleviating suffering and disease, to the entire sublime jewel of Dharma, I prostrate, offer, and go for refuge. Now, prostration to Prajna Paramita. Homage to the Mother of the Victorious Ones, perfection of wisdom and holy Dharma of the three vehicles, who totally destroys the dark seed of suffering's cause and uproots the pain of suffering completely. I make every collection of offerings actually arranged and emanated to the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Through the blessings of the truth of the Holy Dharma jewels, may I and all others henceforth in all our lives practice the Buddha's teachings in their entirety exactly as the Buddhas intended. The conqueror's hard commitments were invoked by 36,000 sons of Sugatas, including Manjushri, Kaptol, and Vajrapani. Thus requested, they proclaimed the sutra's benefits. Pray manifest all of them for me here and now, and to the worldly protector Yaksha leaders as well, as you promised to do before previous teachers, to stop enemies, harmers, and epidemics, pacify all conflict and increase physical and mental bliss, increase wealth, power, property, crops, and lifespan, accomplish these desired goals as we wish, and always protect us without break. So now you have, you can also have like Shakyamuni Buddha absorb into the blue medicine Buddha, which is in front of you. If you have initiation now, you can then manifest yourself as the blue medicine Buddha, and that means he comes to the crown of your head. The lotus melts into the blue medicine Buddha. The blue medicine Buddha melts into blue light. That small ball of blue light through your crown, through your central channel, absorbs into your heart chakra, where our Buddha nature is residing. You let go or you dissolve your 5 contaminated aggregates into the Dharma Dhatu, the sphere of suchness, knowing that everything that we believe is so true and so real is just a projection by the mind. And what we project depends on our karma and on our state of mind. So now we project something pure, which is we arise out of this Dharma Dhatu, out of the sphere of emptiness, as the blue medicine Buddha. Right hand is at the right knee, holding the stem of an Arura plant. No, sorry, that's the left hand is in your lap, holding a bowl filled with medicine to cure all sufferings and causes of suffering. In your heart is a moon disk. On top of it is the blue silver hung. Around is the mantra garlands, like you can have the short and the long one if you want. And from there now light rays are going out first to your loved ones. And the moment the light rays touch them, they transform into the blue medicine Buddha. And then you send it out to all other sentient beings, to areas where you know there's conflict, there's suffering, but also to areas where people are well because we still suffer from self-cherishing and like that. Then if you don't have initiation, then the medicine Buddha is sitting in space in front of you and the light is going from his heart where there's also the moon disk, silver hung and the mantra, healing, supporting, light rays who bring relief also to your loved ones and transform them into the blue medicine Buddha. So we think, you know, we become the link. If you have the medicine Buddha outside, you think I am the link between the medicine Buddha and all these suffering beings by reciting the mantra and doing the recitation. If, of course, if you are the medicine Buddha, then you think, now I am sending out these light rays who are supporting, sending relief and, you know, and the wisdom, the compassion, the love to be able to accept the situation, not to get aggressive, not to get angry, and to have skillful means in order to transform something. So we do the long mantra 7 times and then the short mantra aloud with each other. So it's the lower pronunciation here. And then we do the short mantra 21 times. And then we keep reciting it silently. So if you don't know the mantra by heart, then it's very difficult to visualize. So I suggest if you don't know the mantra by heart, you recite it with me when we chant it aloud, but then you kind of, when I go silent, also you go silent, and then you do the visualization, because the visualization is just as important as reciting the mantra. And by reciting the mantra, which is really good, we purify negativities of the speech, of which we create, at least I do, a lot. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekkanze Guru Bendurya Prabharachaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekkanze Bekkanze Maha Bekkanze Bekkanze Raja Samugate So Om Namo Bhagavate Bekkanze Guru Bendurya Prabharachaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekkanze Bekkanze Maha Bekkanze Bekkanze Raja Samugate So Om Namo Bhagavate Bekkanze Guru Bendurya Prabharachaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekkanze Bekkanze Maha Bekkanze Bekkanze Raja Samugate So Om Namo Bhagavate Bekkanze Guru Bendurya Prabharachaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekkanze Bekkanze Maha Bekkanze Bekkanze Raja Samugate So Om Namo Bhagavate Bekkanze Guru Bendurya Prabharachaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekkanze Bekkanze Maha Bekkanze Bekkanze Raja Samugate So Om Namo Bhagavate Bekkanze Guru Bendurya Prabharachaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekkanze Bekkanze Maha Bekkanze Bekkanze Raja Samugate So Tayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samogate So Tayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samogate So Tayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate So Atayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekan Raja Samugate So Atayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate So Atayata Om Bekanze Bekan Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate So Atayata Om Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate So Atayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate So Atayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate So Atayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate So Atayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate So Atayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Ma Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate So Atayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Ma Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate So Atayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Ma Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Om Tayata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate So. Then you can visualize you yourself, because also the light rays, they went into you when you have the medicine Buddha space in front of you. So also you yourself now and all other sentient beings have attained the state of the blue lapis lazuli blue guru medicine Buddha, and live in a state where not even the word suffering exists. Okay, then we finish the puja, which is the concluding verses. So here again, this is the one that is at the beginning. We remember the root guru, we remember Shakyamuni and Manjushri, who asked him to expound on the sutra. We remember all the lineage lamas who handed this practice down, and then whoever is in the mandala, in this palace, just the 7 medicine Buddhas, Shakyamuni, 16 bodhisattvas, the 10 protectors or direction guardians, the 12 yaksha generals with their armies, and the 4 great kings. Root Guru, whose kindness is without equal, king of the Shakyas, Manjushri, Shankarakshis, and so on, Holding in their hands this profound sutra, to the direct and lineage gurus I prostrate. To the compassionate ones who liberate destitute beings, the 7 Sugatas, Buddha Shakyamuni and the Holy Dharma, to Manjushri, Kyabjol, Vashapani, Brahmandishvara, and the Maharajas and Yakshas I prostrate. I make every collection of offerings actually arranged and emanated to the force of mantra, samadhi, and aspiration. I confess all downfalls and negativities, rejoice in virtues, request and beseech, and dedicate such virtues as these to the great enlightenment. Then, in case we think we've done something wrong, we can immediately let go by just asking for forgiveness, which we wouldn't need to. It's just for us to know that we can purify all mistakes. Whatever I've done or caused to be done that was unprepared or degenerated or done with my deluded mind, please be patient with all of these. Whatever the beings of this degenerate age have done, of lesser merit, mixed with ignorant delusions that did not fulfill the Arya's wishes, please be patient with these as well. Under the influence of miserliness, lacking in skill, having made bad offerings or faulty arrangements, O protector endowed with great compassion, please be patient with these as well. Whatever was superfluous or left undone, degeneration in parts of the ritual, or whatever was forgotten, please be patient with these as well. By remaining here together with this image, for the sake of all migrators, may you grant us long life without illness, power, and supreme attainment. Om Supratishta Soha. And the auspicious verses. The host of medicine Buddha deities pervading all directions of the round of space with perfection, some raining down multicolored lotuses, some singing songs requesting goodness, some acting to conquer maras and obstructors, and all bestowing on you supreme good fortune. Know this full well and be very joyful, and I shall voice sweet melodies expressing auspiciousness. Supreme teacher of humans and gods, touching my crown to your feet of jeweled moonlight, grants the glory of good fortune of Komoda flowers blossoming, to Munindra, moon of its founder, I prostrate. Manjushri and great Abbot Shantarakshita, Drisong Detsen, Atisha, father and sons, second conqueror, Losang and so on, through the auspiciousness of all collected good qualities of the supreme root and lineage gurus, may all negativity and degeneration be ended, and bliss and goodness increasing like the waxing moon, may it be auspicious to enjoy the glory of perfection. Accomplishing a supreme ocean of prayers, invoking truth, during the teachings decline for the protectorless beings who were untamed by other sun-like conquerors, through the auspiciousness of all collected good qualities of those 7 Sugatas, protectors during degenerate times, may all negativity and degeneration be ended, and bliss and goodness increasing like the waxing moon, may it be auspicious to enjoy the glory of perfection. Arising well from the broad lotus-like tongue of the Lord of the Able Ones, especially exalted even in the later days of the Shakya's teachings, such that if performed one gains the essence of immortality's ambrosia, through the auspiciousness of all collected good qualities of that king of the vast and profound Sutra Pitaka, may all negativity and degeneration be ended, and bliss and goodness increasing like the waxing moon, may it be auspicious to enjoy the glory of perfection. Through the auspiciousness of all collected good qualities of those children of the lineage performing the Sutra ritual, by simply reciting the names of the kings of doctors, and through the especially extensive prayers of the teacher Buddha and the Sugatas, may all negativity and degeneration be ended, and bliss and goodness increasing like the waxing moon, may it be auspicious to accomplish the glory of perfection. Accomplished through the compassion mantra of the Sugatas, through faith, samadhi, words of truth, construction of jewels, abode of the 3 jewels beyond the 3 realms, through the auspiciousness of all collected good qualities of that supreme Buddha field equal to Sukhavati, may all negativity and degeneration be ended, and bliss and goodness increasing like the waxing moon, may it be auspicious to enjoy the glory of perfection. In the dedication prayers, due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel of bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow. May that which has arisen not diminish but increase forevermore. Then just as the brave Manjushri and Samantha Bhattacharya realized things as they are, meaning totally empty of any inherent existence. I too dedicate all these merits in the best way that I may follow their perfect example. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best by the victorious ones thus gone of the 3 times, so I might perform good works. Due to the merits accumulated over the 3 times by myself and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, which are empty from their own side, may the I who is empty from its own side achieve the state of enlightenment, which is empty from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are empty from their own side to that state as quickly as possible by myself alone. Because of all the merits of the 3 times created by me and all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and other sentient beings, may there be no wars, famines, disease, pandemics, quarreling, fighting, or unhappy minds. May there be great prosperity, and may everything needed be easily obtained. May all the human beings in this world be guided by spiritual leaders teaching only Dharma, and may everyone enjoy the happiness of Dharma. Then, long life prayer for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, but for all other gurus who teach us this perfect path out of suffering into full awakening and bliss. Kari rave korve shinkam dir pendan dewa malu chungwene chenre siwang tensing yatsoi shape site pardu tengyo chi. Okay, well, thank you very much. As far as I know, I think the Dharma friends, you do medicine Buddha Puja once a month, or how, Irit, you know, how many, do you do it or you don't do it anymore? You
We
used to
don't
do it also on Zoom, no?
once a week with Hagit and David, but they stop it when we.
They stopped it.
Yeah.
Well, then you have to request, you know, if you want to do it, then you have to request, and then maybe somebody will come along and lead it. Because as you can see, it's very easy. You just have to recite it. And I think also Mary, I think she I'm sure there's a Hebrew translation for it, which then makes it easier to recite, makes it more meaningful.
English, it's okay, but they stop it, and we don't have someone to replace them.
Okay, well, whatever. So, but you can do it on your own. If you know German, you can do it on full moon with us here from the Longku, but we do in German, so that will be even more complicated or difficult. But anyway, thank you very much for participating. And now we can, we can go out into the world and really thinking, okay, this morning I have done my bit to contribute to the peace, harmony, and happiness and well-being in this world and of all sentient beings, because that's what we're doing. Because by purifying our own negative karma, then also it helps others because they can't harm us anymore. And then we attract like well-being and prosperity and all these good governments and all these kinds of things. It's also collective karma, isn't it? So you can go out into the world very happy and thinking, this is my contribution for this morning for the peace and happiness in the world. And if you have initiation, try to go out into the world as the medicine Buddha, sending out light, healing others, making them peaceful. Never underestimate these kind of practices. Never. Yeah. Okay, and then if you're more the philosophy type, also what I find, these kind of practices, they nourish the philosophy. They make it a bit more juicy, a bit more, it puts water on them, because otherwise it becomes really, really dry. Yeah, when we think about the Buddhas, the Guru is my Buddha and all this, just thinking about the Guru, just makes you happy. And what I was thinking about making offerings on the altar also, like pouring the water, because in my room, I have an altar, but I don't make the offerings because I do the offerings here in the Gompa. And the altar in my room, I never look at it, or hardly ever. Whereas if I make offerings, I have to look at the Buddhas. And every time we look at holy objects, Buddhas, stupas, texts, it creates imprints on our minds, which wakes up the Buddha potential. So I think this is why we have to make offerings, so that we look at the altar. Otherwise, it just stands somewhere. And then at least every day in the morning, you connect with it. You connect with your Buddha potential and with the potential of the Buddhas. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
And,
so much.
for
Thank you very
participating.
much.
It was very nice to give me
Thank you.
the opportunity to do this with you. Thank you for requesting. It's always very, very inspiring when I see that some people want to do these practices, because I'm saying not everybody has the karma to do these things, yeah, because some people feel even like, or they feel it's useless. So one needs to have a lot of positive karma, a lot of merit to be able to do this. So rejoice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye bye.
Thank
I
you.
just want
Bye.
Bye.
Just want to remind everybody about the Dana.
Yeah.
In the chat, it's in the website. Thank you very much, Anila.
You are very welcome. So maybe, I don't know, because what we usually do when we do pujas here, if people want to give dana for the altar, then they put puja. So if you want to do this, then you can do this. And then for the next pujas I'm doing here, I spend that money for whatever is on the altar. If you want, it's just a suggestion, but you don't have to. Yeah, like you can participate in everything, pujas, teachings, whatever. From my side, if you feel that it's getting too much with this dana, then it's okay. It's like, the main thing is that you get something out of it. This is the main thing. If you can contribute, that's fine, but that's not the main point here. Yeah, and if you want to contribute to offerings on the altar, then you'll have to mark it somehow. But I don't know, it will make it complicated for the Dharma friends maybe. But you can tell me how much was given. I don't know. You figure it out somehow. Because the offerings are, it's really strange also with this. People, when I came here to Switzerland, they didn't really understand the idea that in order to create merit, it's not just, in order for this offering, you have to make some offerings, because otherwise it's just me who is getting the merit from buying the things. So at the beginning, they didn't really understand it. So I just bought the offerings, because I think it's a good thing to spend your money on, because otherwise I don't need many things. I'm always very happy to go shopping for the puja. And then, but slowly, then, so I put an envelope. And now, I hardly have to give anything from my pocket for the offering. There's always money there. And I think also in Israel, all of a sudden, people started to bring things, and they started to feel the joy of offering something. Because as I said, with generosity, the result of generosity you have immediately when you give freely and happily, with the mind, oh, great, I can give something, how wonderful. Yeah, then the happiness comes immediately. So like that. Okay. Then I wish you a very happy Shabbat and all the best. And thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
תודה, ינאי.
בשמחה.
ביי.
ביי-ביי.
Bye.
ביי.